I still want to keep saying the same thing I've been saying from day one. It really isn't about the numbers, because God did a powerful thing through Gideon. I love the story of Gideon. Started off with 32,000 people, and he ended up with 300 by the time God got finished. The word of the Lord went out when he started off with 32,000 people to go and fight a battle. The word of the Lord went out, everybody that's afraid, go home. And 22,000 people went home. So that can tell you something. That's why I keep saying I'm not speaking against the big name ministries, but there's an awful lot of people there. They're not ready for no fighting. They're not ready for where America is now. So, because when the real battle comes, when somebody says, everybody that's scared to fight where we got to go now, even the big ministries that got 30,000 people, those pastors would tell you 22,000 of these people ain't going to fight. They're just here. They're still coming to get what they want. But they're not here to give God what he wants. It's not about dedicating my heart to God and my life to God. It's about using God and the church to get what I want. And so 22,000 left right from the beginning, leaving only 10,000 to go and face a major battle. But then the 10,000 still had to go through a test. And this is the tougher one. And that was, can you submit? Can you humble yourself and submit and follow the voice of the Lord? Follow the man and woman of God that God will, follow the leaders that God will put in front of you. That's what that test was about. Because even though they weren't afraid to fight, the 10,000 that was left, they're not scared to fight. But God had to get at the motivation for what was really in their heart. So the test was, God told Gideon to tell everybody, take them to this place where they can get something to drink. And the ones that lap like a dog, those are the ones you keep. Now, what does that mean? The ones that get down and they scoop the hand down and they bring the water up to their mouth and they just drink it like that, because they keep watching out. They're still vigilant. They're still watching. But the ones who just drop their sword, the shield, put it on, just, I can't use you. I can't use you. You're not vigilant. You're not staying alert. The first time you get a moment to quench your thirst, to satisfy your desire, you forget why you're here. You forget what this is really about. Those are the ones who God can bring a tremendous blessing into their life, and after they got it, they're done. I'm through. I got just what I wanted. Remember that song? I got just what I wanted. Remember that song, y'all? I got just what I wanted from the Lord. See? And I love the powerful words. I'm not making them. You can't make me doubt him. I know too much about him. Got just what I wanted from the Lord. And after they got what they wanted, I'm through. Because what I wanted, many people come to church for many, and they're legitimate reasons. There are legitimate reasons. I mean, when you really need a healing, when you really need something to happen in your relationship, when you really need a touch from God, you really need deliverance. I'm not making fun of it. But the issue is, after God takes care of you, after he fulfills his promise and his word, after he quenches your thirst, can you still be on the alert and ready for the fight? Because just because God gave us what we wanted and what we needed doesn't mean that we're finished. Don't you know that God heals us and prepares us for what's ahead? It's the reason for the healing. It was the reason why God gave you what you wanted. And see, you got to think about it from God's point. Why did he give me what I want? Why did he give me what I wanted? Why did he give me what I wanted from the Lord? See, that's where we got to go. Why did you give me what I wanted? Give me what I wanted. Why did you do it? Come on, everybody say, yes, Lord. That's the part of the army that I want to be, where I got to find, okay, God, why did you give that to me? Because that even takes you into that precious area of even the stuff that went wrong. God, why did you let this happen? What were you equipping and doing in me? Even when the enemy came against me, whew, my God. and you brought me through it. What did you do? What really happened inside of me, Lord? There are some things that we have been through, and we just been through, but we didn't learn anything. How do you know when you didn't learn anything? Because when I face it again, I still got the same attitude, the same lack of faith, the same complaint as I did when I faced this before. How can you say that, Pastor Chris? That was the pattern of the children of Israel when they were going through the wilderness. When they kept coming back to the same situations, they kept giving God the same response and complaining at Moses, "Why you brought us out here to die?" And I used to look at those stories and I'd shake my head at those people. How in the world could they not trust God? Until I grew up. See, when I was a teenager and I was a kid, and, reading those stories in the Bible, Lord, how can these people not believe God? But after I became a young adult and made some decisions that were detrimental to my life. I remember in college there was a young lady that passed away. She was in the singing group that we were all a part of, and my faith got shattered. How could you let this happen, God? And when I didn't have no money to finish school and no scholarships and no grants were coming my way, then when my faith got shattered, then I couldn't look at the children of Israel and be all like, well, how could they not believe God? When you face your place in the wilderness and there's no water and there's no protection and there's no food and there's no supply, and you got an enemy that wants you dead, then it wasn't so easy to look at them with religious pride. Then I understood what it's like to be in a place where you got nobody else and nothing else to turn to but the Lord. And I didn't make the right decisions. Many, many times I quit. Even if I didn't physically, quote, go back to Egypt, but in my heart, I was just like the children of Israel. Their hearts were back in Egypt. They wanted that because it seemed like things were better back then. And you know that you got some rebellion in your heart when you feel like my slavery, the sin I was in, the bondage I was in, was better than taking a journey with God. My Lord. So that's the kind of stuff that I want to repent of today and just confess today and get all of that wickedness out of me today, because that's what today is about. That's really what this prayer is about for us today.